So the thing is, when you expand, you have to really watch out for how your army goes, you know, and I was actually a bit bad at macro. I think I was slightly bad at macro, so I wasn't quite building units. You should be building units over here if you're good. But, so, now the biggest problem is when you expand, right? It's not just the 400 minerals for the Nexus that you have to buy, but it's also the new gateways to produce more units and that sort of stuff. And you see, I'm still, I just built these 2 gateways, so that means my income, now I can't build zealots over here. I think I'm okay there because Doodsmack, he's not going to be counterattacking me soon because I just took out some of his stuff. I have an observer here, and he's just chilling in here in his bunkers, his orbital command, just over here producing SCVs. And now my Nexus coming up, and now you can see my income is going to start skyrocketing above Doodsmack. He still has those mules, those pesky mules, giving him those that extra income. But it's okay. I have probes, and yeah. So now his mules are dead, and you can see he's definitely not sustaining as high of an income as me. Now I do have my new buildings up. You can see, while I was attacking, I transitioned, and one thing is that I personally, it's not a universal thing. I always like to transition, and this time, because he saw that I have a robotics facility, a lot of times Terran will attempt to blind counter. They're like, oh, he has a robo facility, he's going to go for Colossi. So I go for Templars. So, and Templars don't take too much time. I like my Zealots, get them charged. Charge keeps them so that the enemy bio units have nowhere to move. They can't move forwards to kill your Templars. They can't move forwards to kill your Colossi, your units, and that sort of stuff. Now he's killing this pylon with his vision. That's okay. Not a huge deal. Because I still have this observer. Now I see he's trying to expand again. You know, still constantly warping in units. And you can see this transition. You don't want to build all of that production too quickly, otherwise you're going to left with no units. And you have to make that balance. You have to remember not to stop building army stuff. You know, I did stop building some army to build a few buildings, but I'm building them relatively slowly, and the reason is, and you can see now my macro slipping, right? 700 minerals, because I didn't build these production facilities early enough. But you want to, and you know, see, I'm bad at macro, right? I'm a diamond player, right? And I'm saying I'm bad at macro. If you're bronze, don't tell me you're good at macro, because like, I'm bad at macro, right? You can see how many of these gateways can be producing right now, but aren't. 4 of them. That's 4 additional zealots that could be fighting in this battle. I have the money for it, but I'm just bad at macro. I also get a Templar slightly before Storm finishes, so I can Storm, and you can see it's at 1 second later. Now it can Storm. This is going to help me. Doodsmack is attacking me. I have no idea why he's attacking me. It's probably because he's expanding, and he's like, okay, since I'm expanding, I should put some pressure. I'm not going to make any comments about his army value, but you can see, interesting attack. He tried to flank and all of that stuff. These zealots, do they have charge just yet? They do have charge. I do think I remember seeing his, like, if I turn this back a little, let's see.
Base is under attack.
So he's moving in with these guys. He's floating this out, and then yeah. So now I see his guys moving out. So I'm like, hey, let me move my observer. Okay, he's coming in for an attack. I do use a chrono boost because I see that attack coming. I do use a chrono boost. Or I thought I remember using a chrono boost on this Twilight Council to get it out as quickly as possible. But anyways, now that I have charge, see, these zealots can clear the distance and do a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage to these. Now, you know, there are no sentries, so now they'll get kited, but that's a lot of APM on Doodsmack's part. If I use force fields, that would have made it better. But now I do have my Templar here, and this Templar, see, force fields, keeping them over here, making it so it's harder for them to attack. Zealots do a lot of damage to Marines, to Marauders, when they're not moving away. And now I have a Templar. I just killed his army. I'm like, okay, I'm going to counterattack. He has his expansion. I have an income advantage, definitely, and you can see I'm still building probes. I'm at 54. I still build probes. I really like that economic sort of thing, and yeah, so now I'm just chasing his guys back to his base one by one, and it's pretty much good game for me. And now, yeah, like, he has these guys in here. I force field over here to make sure that that his SCVs can't run, and there's the game.